global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned. Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. I want to use this opportunity to thank those who have subscribed, view, like and share our videos, and we believe that we are going to continue to give you the best, but we want to say a big thank you to you. All right, we're looking at the Biafran Day and what Ohanaeze and Igbo Youth Council have told the presidency. You know, today is a very significant day for all Biafrans because it's a day that they've decided to, remember what happened some years ago when there was civil war between Nigeria and Biafra. That war was stark, a no winner and a no loser war. That there was no victor and there was no vanquish. But on that same day, about 3.5 million, that's on that during that period, about 3.5 million people traceable to Southeast, that's who were Biafrans, actually died during the war. So today is normally they set aside for those people to be remembered, but Ohanaeze and Igbo Youth Council had decided to use today to call for dialogue between the presidency and the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. They said that the presidency, IPOB, and other agitators should make this day a significant one by them going into dialogue with one another so that issues of concern can be sorted out. Now, this was made possible, or the statement was made and was written and signed by Mazi Okechukwu Ezuzoro, who is the President General of OYC, Comrade Obinna Achionye, who is the Deputy National President General, and Mazi Oku Nwabuike, who is the Secretary General. I'm going to read you the exact words that they use. And according to OYC, they said, we describe the self-determination and non-violent action of all Biafran agitators, especially IPOB, as the world's largest movement of Africans, to demonstrate the grievances and passionate aggression towards addressing the perceived persecution of a section of Nigeria by internal oppressors in a country where human and natural resources are abundantly used unjustly against the goose that laid the golden eggs and had denied fundamental rights and privileges, especially as weakness in the sharing of federal government COVID-19 palliative care during the coronavirus pandemic, where not was used to allegedly siphon the money meant for all. OYC urged the central government that there's urgent need for the total healing of the past wounds and distrust that had lingered 50 years after Biafra war ended. There is no functional solution for peace except for dialogue, and each party drawn up conditions and reached terms for peace. The reported influx of Amajiri to the south has changed the mood of the country, and there should be need for the presidency to dialogue with all agitators, including Oduduwa warlord, Niger Delta Avengers, and Biafran agitators. Waiting for the president of Ghana and ECOWAS to moderate this inevitable dialogue to avoid possible collapse of Nigeria. We call on all Biafran agitators, especially IPOB, to be peaceful and law-abiding and ensure a change of direction and strategy and end the ferocious struggle through allegations and abuses. We appreciate their legitimate role to exploit all peaceful and non-violent activities to expose the pains of all Eastern region. Nnamdi Kanu, Asari Dakubo, Ralph Wazurike, Uche Madu, and Ben Onwoka should be patient and peaceful, as the collaborative process will make the sun to rise in the east. Those were the words of the Ohanaeze Youth Council. And we just want to look at that shortly. Now, first of all, for me, I don't think that this is a good time for such dialogue. Such dialogue should come up at not on a day like this, because this is a painful moment for Biafra, owing to the fact that according to the information on the internet, more than 3.5 million people died during that process. I was privy to see a short documentary, and it was about a certain man who came around during that period, and he was a white guy. His name is Don McCollin, and he said that he found himself coming to take pictures and possibly videos of the children who were put in a place. And we said when he approached, the kind of hope he saw in their eyes was such of they're going to be helped. But unfortunately, all what he came there to do was only to snap them and walk away. And according to him, he said in front of him, he saw some of the children, things happening to them and all of that. So I believe that today is a day that all Biafrans globally are marking their fallen heroes and all of that. Now, for some countries of the world during this period, if truly Nigeria have declared that particular war, that's the civil war between Nigeria and Biafra, was actually a no victor and a no vanquish war, I think that today should be a day that they should earmark in the whole of Nigeria, where we sit back and begin to remember the fallen heroes and see the progress thus far, just to prove that these people did not die in vain. They died because it was an opportunity for us to make strong our bond of love for one another. And what I'm trying to say next is at least today should be a day where the federal government would have set aside possibly 3 or 4 days to remember the fallen heroes and see the progress thus far after, and how strong our relationship had been after the battle, after the war. But this is like today, it's just Nnamdi Kanu who had been able to send words across to his own people and said, hey, all of you should sit back at home. Let us remember our fallen heroes. This shouldn't be something that they should be the ones doing alone. It should be just the whole country. For example, what happened at Ogoniland in Rivers State, same. Those days should be quite significant days in the history of Nigeria, and it should be a time where we sit back together and try to see how we can forge the future. But unfortunately, none of these things were taken into consideration. Even when the democratic regime came in from 1999, these things have been said over and over again. For example, look at when Nnamdi Kanu started all of this. I think 2012, that was when he started it. It would have been an ideal time to call him to table and let them put on ground, say these are the things that have hurt us. Why are we still being marginalized and all of that? And to some extent, it would have been sorted out before now. Now, the dialogue we're talking about, I just sit back and begin to think how possible this will be, because as we are talking right now, Biafra is not just the only people who are thinking of seceding from Nigeria. Oduduwa, I saw one picture, and the Yorubas said if they are up to 50 million people, they can make up a nation and they can build a nation for themselves, which also means that the Oduduwa world, that's the Yorubas, are also thinking of seceding. The same thing with other parts of the country. So many people are thinking of seceding. So right now, it should be the government, if truly we are not looking at a collapsed Nigeria in the nearest future, we should think of how we can align all of these people together. It's not by war. It's not by fighting. It's not by trying to underestimate their feelings, make them feel that they are, marginalized, make them feel that they are second-class citizens. It is a moment where we come together jointly on a day like this. We send out informations, a day where every period like this, something is commissioned there. a day like this, when this day like this comes, their culture is being celebrated globally, celebrated at least nationally, if not globally. But at this point that we have found ourselves, I think that the only thing that may possibly, if it's even possible, that there will be peace again in between Biafra and Nigeria. I think the AU have something to do here. Unfortunately, AU has not. I'm talking about African Union. They have not been able to really prove that they are they are living up to their expectation. We are not seeing anything. We have seen crisis in different countries in Africa. And for example, Boko Haram, if we are together, we call ourselves one continent, we would have been able to restore peace where there is no peace. For example, Boko Haram, they are foreign. AU would have, used their collaborative power to see how they can subdue Boko Haram. But we are not seeing those things happen. And that's why I don't see them as being capable, AU, despite the fact that they are here to foster African unity. I'm not seeing them do all of that, because it would have been their responsibility before now to see how they can approach the two parties, sit back and look at their situation and look at their condition. Why is it that you are asking to secede from Nigeria and all of that? If there's any possible thing to be done to see how you can correct it, African continent as a whole would have done this. But hey, they are not even showing any form of interest in what is currently going on. And that's why we keep seeing, that's why OYC, that's Ohanaeze Ndibo Youth Council, talking about dialogue at this time. I'm not saying it's not possible, but with what we have seen thus far, and with how these guys have made up their mind to secede from Nigeria, that's Biafra exit, it seems to be far from being useful. I'm talking about dialogue at this time. Let's just be hopeful that the presidency will listen to the voices of these guys and see how they can correct things. Well, that's where we're going to leave it. Just go to our comment section, begin to tell us, what do you think? Do you think that there is any hope of dialogue between Nigeria and proposed Oduduwa, or Nigeria with Biafra, Nigeria with, Niger Delta and the like? Do you think that once again we can be like one big nation? Please, let's interact. Stay off using negative words. It doesn't just